All right, guys, what's going on? My PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my fighters. I'm One Eye Bright, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about happy holidays and Merry Christmas today, December 25th, 2022, coming at you. And yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that it's a live stream on Sundays that I wanted to do because it's Sundays from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock East Coast time. And yeah, it's Christmas. My wife and I are staying home, so you're like, hey, why don't we just do a live stream still? Because some people probably want to talk. Maybe they're alone. And I was like, hey, I'll take an hour out of my day and not a big deal. We didn't get up too early, but we just, had breakfast and did the whole thing, my wife and I and Milo noticed. So that was just our Christmas because my family's back away and her family's in Boca Raton. So we weren't going to see any of them today anyway. So we're like, hey, let's do a live stream from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock here as well. So Phantom Deluxe, Negan1, how we doing? Merry Christmas to you and yours. I'm excited to just be here as well as, talk about whatever you want to talk about. We'll talk about The Walking Dead and, just holiday season and cheer and good times and what's going to happen next for 2023. And yeah, I'm excited for the future of everything. I've always been a person that wants to look forward to something. I think you have to look forward to something in life, whether it's going to happen tomorrow, in a week, a month, a year, whatever. Because it gives you something to be happy for in the future. It gives you hope. It gives you something to be like, hey, I can do this, I can do that. It's going to suck right now, but after that, we have this vacation or this show or whatever. Like, we have, a lot of stuff's happening in January and hopefully February for Fear the Walking Dead and April for The Walking Dead World Beyond Dead City and a bunch of those things there too. But in January, we're going to have the Last of Us TV show, and a lot of us are excited if you played the video games, and it's going to continue a zombie apocalypse kind of genre that is, The Walking Dead really revolutionized and changed, in my opinion. But thank you guys for being here for, maybe we have far less people today, but that's okay. I'm just doing it for the people who wanted to be here, and I was like, hey, I'll take the hour because I love the people that want to be a part of it. And some people, I'm a home health physical therapist, so we go to people's homes, obviously. But I'm going to people's homes, and a lot of times myself, the occupational therapist, the speech therapist, whoever, we may be the only people that these people see. And it's really sad to see that. And I'm thankful for when I have my friends and my family and you guys here to talk to and to be a part of it. And, when someone has a support system of a loving spouse or children or a neighbor or a friend or whatever, you don't want to take it for granted because it could be gone in an instant, and whether it's a fictional show like on TV or if it's going to be in the movies or it's going to be real life, it holds true for sure too. So Big Tree RWF 456, Merry Christmas and let's go Cowboys. Yeah, that was a crazy game last night. So for those who don't know, I'm from New Jersey, South Jersey, and a lot of my friends, basically all my friends, are Eagles fans, which is fine. A lot of my family are Eagles fans. I'm pretty much the only Cowboys fan. And it's kind of what it is, and it's kind of a fun thing. And if we were all the same fans and we were all the same people, we had the same views and the same everything, it wouldn't be the same, right? So the Cowboys played the Eagles last night, and my one friend just loves to talk. I was like, hey guys, Merry Christmas to a couple of my friends in group chat, and all he wanted to talk about was the Eagles and the Cowboys and this and that. And I was like, it doesn't even matter who wins this game because they're both in the playoffs. And I wanted to talk about, other stuff and see how they're doing with their friends and their family and everything back home. And, they have kids and stuff. But I am happy that the Cowboys won over the Eagles. It's always a good thing. And the Cowboys are going to be in the playoffs. The Eagles are the better team, I would say. The Eagles had a chance to win even with the backup quarterback, and the Cowboys didn't really look very great. So it's still something that if Dak Prescott doesn't throw the pick six, and it doesn't happen here, and it doesn't do this, and a couple things go the right way, and Dak Prescott slides inbounds, and they go to the 2-minute warning, and they take more time off, and they have no timeouts and stuff. It's a different game. And if the Cowboys can run the ball more than they can throw the ball, it would definitely help them a lot more. Because if Dak Prescott's going to win the game for you, it's not going to usually end well for it as well. But that's just my take on it. The Cowboys, they're my team. They've been my team since the 90s, and I'm still going to go root for them this year, next year, and beyond. But we'll see. The Eagles are a better team all around, I would say. The 49ers are a better team. And I think the Cowboys can beat anybody else besides them two teams. But we'll have to see. When you get to the playoffs, anything goes. Anything can go down, too. So, but the end of the day is hopefully you guys are having a good, safe holiday. If you had to travel, like I'm in Florida, and as you can see, I'm rocking a sweatshirt. And when I woke up today, it was 30-some degrees outside. 33, felt like 25. It was like 60 degrees in the house. Had to turn the heat on and everything. And I was like, man, if it's cold here in Tampa Bay and in Florida, it must be cold really all over the United States, like wherever you're at. Whether you're in Philly or Jersey or Pennsylvania or Ohio or Michigan or whatever, hopefully you're safe and sound and you're staying warm, because that's the name of the game. And if you had to travel, you got there early, or you still got to go to your destination too. Joey the Gator Q&A, when do you think the premiere date will be in April for Dead City? So Negan won 70 degrees in Arizona today. So the cold front went through, and it's not there. So let me see the April calendar. So if we're going to do April 2nd, 9th, 16th, 23rd, or 30th, I think it depends on... And Big Tree says it's 11 in Springfield, Mass. So exactly. So Negan 1 says it's 70 degrees in Arizona, and Big Tree says it's 11. That's a 59-degree difference. That's pretty crazy. But so I think it depends on if, most likely when, but if Fear the Walking Dead premieres in February. Because that would probably most likely be the first show that's going to be there. So... I don't know if it's going to be the 12th or whatever. So let's just say it's February 12th for Fear the Walking Dead. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. So then it could be April 2nd or 9th, I would think, for Dead City to premiere, would be my best guess. The 2nd or the 9th. And that makes sense because they would have to run all 8 weeks, 8-week episodes, unless it's going to be even then they'll also go with the AMC premiere dates for the show. Fear the Walking Dead. Is AMC Plus going to continue showing stuff early? What's really going to draw people to keep AMC Plus? Is that the only way you're going to be able to watch the Rick and Michonne show? They haven't said that. That's just my guess or my question. More my question. I hope it's not a guess, because people will really be disappointed in the Walking Dead universe and AMC if they make certain shows only AMC Plus. But they could. That would draw people to have the service. Like some shows are just on Disney Plus or Paramount Plus or this. So if you want to watch them, you have to go there. Is that where we end up going? Like, is the Walking Dead universe eventually going to be taken off of Netflix and put on AMC Plus? Like, what's the driving force here? I mean, I don't know. But there just seems like a lot of uncertainty with the future of the Walking Dead universe after this year. And, I can't really remember any other shows besides, I guess not Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, where the show ended, like the Walking Dead ended, and there's still like so much story. I mean, we still have Fear the Walking Dead, Dead City, Daryl Show, and the Rick and Michonne Show. That's 4 shows after the main show has ended already. That's crazy. What else you got here? Phantom Deluxe Q&A. Although there are no Christmas celebrations in Pakistan, how's the situation in the U.S. amid the storm? Good question. I think we're doing good here in Florida. Hopefully you guys are, some people all over, like Michael Singer says, 35 in Salt Lake City. If you're in Buffalo, if you're in Arizona, you're doing pretty well. Like Negan wants us 70 degrees. But how you doing with 11-degree weather in Springfield, Massachusetts, Big Tree? Because Joey the Gator says it's 42 in Louisiana. Like you can still get around. Like the coldest I've ever been was when I was in Alabama. It was 9 degrees, and that's pretty unbearable. Especially the wind chill. Like if something is 25 or 42 or whatever, but it feels like 25, like say the temperature's 38 degrees outside, but it feels like 25 because of the wind chill. It's pretty unbearable with the wind chill, and because it cuts you. It doesn't physically cut you, but it feels like it's really hurting you because it's stinging you from the wind and everything as well. Joel's Journey, thank you for the super chat. Merry Christmas. Got season 1 last night, so very cool. I appreciate that for the super chat. But you said got season 1 last night. What season 1 of what show service did you get for season 1 of it? Like House of the Dragon season 1 or Game of Thrones, or what would you get? Jonathan Wilder Q&A, do you think there would have been tension at the final Walking Dead dinner if Negan was there? Got season 1 last night of The Walking Dead. Okay, Joel, gotcha. If Negan was there, John, I think that it would have been taken away from it. And Negan's not stupid. Negan's probably one of the smartest people in the show, in the series. Like, Negan's very smart, Carol's very smart, Daryl's very smart. There's a lot of people that are very smart, and that's why they're still alive on The Walking Dead. But there would have been tension there for Negan. But then again, who was there at the dinner? Like, I don't think Maggie was there. I think it was Rosita, Father Gabriel, Judith, Magna's group, Diane, Princess. Like, people like that. And I don't really know where it would have really been, like, kind of the tension would have there. But if Negan's around, the tension is kind of what it was. And that's okay. Like, Negan has really morphed into a character that a lot of us didn't like at the very beginning. There was, like, no reason to like him at the very beginning. Like, unless you were a Negan comic fan or a Jeffrey Dean Morgan fan or whatever, Negan came in and, killed 2 main beloved characters and caused a bunch of problems and caused a bunch of tension and just didn't really do anything really good for the story of The Walking Dead, just caused more problems that Rick and the group had to deal with for 2 seasons. So, I don't know. But again, Negan has come full circle and come a long way, just like Father Gabriel and a lot of people just like that too. Joey the Gator Q&A, did you hear about The Last of Us first 2 episodes will be 90 minutes long? I saw that somewhere on social media. I didn't hear that, Joey. I was thinking about it because I've been watching a couple different shows on HBO Max, and they play a trailer. They play the trailer for Last of Us on there, and I watched the full trailer. I didn't see anything about the run times. I don't know how many episodes there are in the first season, but as I watched the trailer a couple times now, it looks really good. It looks a lot like the video game, and it's a pretty easy concept. The video game looks amazing. It plays amazing. The story is good. It draws you in. And all you have to do is replicate the cityscape, the overground foliage, the trees, the overground places, the cities, the people, the chaos. It really works, and it should be amazing. I'm fine. If they're going to be an hour, 90 minutes, that's good. I mean, I could see the first episode being a little bit more because you have to do the basic story premise, then, now, this, that, Joel, Ellie, his family, the place is breaking down, and, just set the tone with stuff and, everything as well. But no, I haven't seen anything about the runtimes. And I'm excited about The Last of Us. I've liked the video games, and I think it can be done really well. That being said, I have a whole video talking about that. It's going to be different. It's going to be different than The Walking Dead. It's going to be different than, that type of thing, especially because there's different types of zombies and different types of things. And, I hope we don't build it up, like, too much in our minds where, like, I didn't read the Walking Dead comics before I started watching the show. So I didn't know what to expect. Did anybody read the comics first of The Walking Dead and then watch The Walking Dead? Because I don't know if people really thought it was a great show because they were a comic reader. Like, I started reading the comics after. And so, it was a little different for me. Xmas Girl says, today's my birthday. Well, happy birthday. And my gift has been pain meds. LOL, had shoulder surgery the 21st. So, Xmas Girl, hopefully you're doing well. I talked to you on Instagram, and hopefully you're doing well after the surgery. So, I believe it was a pretty, invasive surgery for you. It's going to take some time to recover and heal. but you're on the road to recovery now, and hopefully it's going to be, the right thing for you. And it's going to take some time. Shoulder surgery is not quick, so it's going to be tough with sleeping, getting comfortable, staying comfortable, and then getting range of motion and mobility and strength and flexibility. And hopefully you're going to go to physical therapy if you haven't started already, if you'll be going there, because you have to learn what to do, what not to do. More importantly, that too, and they can get you moving, get you on some pulleys and range of motion, and give you some home exercises and stuff to work on, and hopefully it'll be good for you too. Your pal Jay Sal, so I said, he says, I never catch you live and almost forgot about this one, just dropping in to say Merry Christmas to you and your wife, and hope you guys have a great day. Well, thank you, your pal Jay Sal. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. And yeah, if people want to pop in, say hello, Merry Christmas, that's kind of what this is for as well too. And it's a fun thing. But yeah, it's a fun day for us to have, just a thing to talk about. Anything you want to talk about too, Walking Dead included for sure. So I see a couple points about Rick being the bad guy. So where was that? Negan 1. Anybody believe Rick is really the bad guy, like Karate Kid? So is Rick like Daniel LaRusso, and Negan and the Saviors were like Cobra Kai? I like the idea of that. It's tough because in the comics, Negan and the Saviors show up and cause a bunch of problems, and there's no really like, oh, Negan is a good guy. But on the show, they did it with Rick was cocky, arrogant, and wanted to be like, look, I'll get it done. Let's take these guys out. And Abraham's like, yeah, we took a group of them out, PDQ, pieces, and we left them in pieces and puddles, and yeah, we're going to get it done. And then Daryl's like, well, we want this, and that, and one of them cows. Let's get it done. We'll take them out, and you'll thank us for it. They went to one of the outposts, took out a bunch of their people. Maggie and Carol got kidnapped. Heath and Tara went away, and then it really opened up some stuff in a bad way for the Savior arc. But yeah, I don't know. Like, up to that point, I wouldn't say Rick was ever the bad guy. After season 6, well, from seasons 1 through 5, Rick was the good guy. And then in season 6, you kind of could see where Rick kind of was being portrayed potentially as somewhat of a bad guy. And that's okay. You don't need to have like Captain America. He does everything right. Nothing. He's never going to do anything wrong. No. In the zombie apocalypse, I think it's not going to be black or white. It's going to be gray. The people to survive are going to have to do some terrible things, but also some good things. Do the good outweigh the bad? Do the bad thing or the good? I don't know. It's a good question though. I do like it, and that's what good writing and good TV shows make you ask. What about this? Like The Sopranos. Tony Soprano. Is Tony Soprano a good guy? A bad guy? A psychopath? An egomaniac? Like, what are you really, egotistical person to run his crew and, part of, what they did in the Northeast? Organized crime? Because he did some good things, but he also did some terrible things. And the same could be said about Rick, Daryl, Carol, Negan, Michonne, Maggie. A lot of the characters that we know you had to do some bad things. And that's one of the things about a zombie apocalypse for sure. Let me see. Jonathan Wilder, how are the Walking Dead comics compared to the show? I've seen a few pictures on Google, but never read them. I'd say the comics are better than the show because you can get away with more. Like, there's more graphic stuff and more violence and gore and stuff on there too. But the show did a great job as towing the line as much as they could. That being said, the comics don't have Daryl, they don't have Jerry, they don't have Tara, they don't have a lot of stuff. They don't have Carol the way she was portrayed. They don't have Morgan the way he was portrayed. They're there, but they're not. So It's tough to say. Like, I think they're really good. I think they're a good framework of stuff. But the show did some great things. Like, because there's no Merle in the comics either. But it is, when I always say the funny line of the comic is the comic and the show is the show, they're different. They're the same, but they're different. They're different, but they're the same. And some of the major differences, the biggest one being Daryl Dixon. Imagine if Daryl Dixon was not on the show. It was just Merle. Daryl doesn't show up. There's no Rick and Daryl situation. Shane's killed off. Just imagine all the story that doesn't take place with Daryl. I don't know if it lasts or is as big as it would be. Because The Walking Dead was a huge show in seasons like 4, 5, and 6. Like, a lot of the shows take time. Their first season, if they get a second season, by the third, fourth season, they start to pick up slack and take off, you know? And one of the prime examples of that right now is Yellowstone. You know, Yellowstone right now is probably the show to watch. And, you know, I don't know if it's the 4th or 5th season, but it's around there too. Same type of thing. Joey the Gator Q&A, which show do you think, in your opinion, will be a good show and bad show? Rick and Michonne show, Daryl show, and Dead City show. I think they all make it special, especially Dead City. I don't think any of them are going to be bad. I think some are going to be better than others. I think so if I'm going to rank them in like the best to worst, if I have to, like top 3. So I'm going to go with Rick and Michonne, and I hope is the best show. It needs to be the best show. Then the Dead City show, and then the Daryl show is like this weird spinoff thing in France that can make sense, maybe answer some questions, but I think it's going to be the weakest of all 3. Because in the Rick and Michonne, you have Rick and Michonne. Dead City, you have Maggie and Negan. Daryl, you just have Daryl. And I love Daryl, and I love Norman Reedus, and I love Maggie and, you know, Negan and Rick and Michonne. But if you got Rick and Michonne, which are 2 top 10 characters, Maggie and Negan, which are 2 top 10 characters, and you have Daryl, which is a top 10 character, you're just missing out on the dynamic with another person. And I personally hope that the Rick and Michonne show is the best because we need answers from Rick and Michonne. Because Michael Singer says, I predict the Daryl show numbers are the highest. I said it first. Well, did the numbers really matter anymore at this point? Because the numbers are a fraction of what they were. You know, and I don't really care too much about numbers and, you know, viewership and stuff like that. I care about the story myself. And, you know, that if Daryl, it would be different if Carol was involved with Daryl because I think their dynamic is one of the best on the show, if not the best on the show. Like, Daryl and Carol just do so much for each other and help each other, and they're funny, and they're, I don't know, it's just a great dynamic. I don't know how else to say it. The Maggie and Negan stuff, it just already feels kind of forced, and it already feels like a little too much. Like, since Rick and Michonne went away, who do we have left? Carol and Daryl, okay. Maggie and Negan, okay. Aaron, Father Gabriel, Rosita, Eugene, Princess, Ezekiel. What can you do with these characters? What's the problem? The Commonwealth wasn't the biggest antagonist and biggest problem there's been on the show. It was just different. And it turned very kind of political. And that's not really what The Walking Dead was about. Like, it's not really that type of show. We're not walking like the West Wing Walking Dead. Right? We're not dealing with, the people and the this and the that. It was always like, I got to survive. I got to get away from these zombies. I got to find food, shelter, weapons. I got to be safe, secure, get away from people that are trying to hurt me. Get away from the dead that are trying to eat me. Stay alive, stay healthy. There's a lot of things going on, right? And The Walking Dead kind of got away from that over the years of the story, which it would, because of so many years in the zombie apocalypse. Joey the Gator Q&A, when do you think the titles of Rick Michonne and Daryl show will be announced? I don't know. That's a good question. Well, the Daryl show has been filming now for a little bit, so I would assume by like January, maybe at latest February, they'll be done filming. I don't know if they already have the titles already, but yeah, I think hopefully early next year, by the third quarter, which is January, February, and March, I would assume we'll get that. And then I hope we get like a preview special or something from that. What's up, Colt? Happy holidays. So hopefully in the first quarter, the first 3 months. And then I've heard different things about the Rick and Michonne show. So the first thing it was supposed to be is that Rick is going to be filming January. The beginning of the year, January. So we always kind of thought January was it, after the holiday. Then February comes around, and they're like, February, it's going to be February to May. And then I saw something recently that it's going to be January in Sonoy or Georgia, or, I shouldn't say Sonoy, but in Georgia. And then in February in New Jersey. But a lot of people saying a lot of different things, and again, the Walking Dead universe is the universe of speculation. So it's something that I don't know where they're going to film. I would assume they're going to film between both states. I don't know why they need to film in New Jersey, because it's not like you have to film in New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Like when we saw Rick and the cityscape was in front of him and the helicopter came down, that was filmed in Georgia. That wasn't actually filmed in New Jersey or Pennsylvania. So why would it be filmed in New Jersey? There's a lot of studios in New Jersey. There's a lot of stuff there too. They can do a lot of that stuff. And I know the setting was supposed to be around, Pennsylvania and New Jersey there too. So it works for certain things. But you can be in Georgia and call it somewhere else. They do it all the time. So hopefully when January comes around, which is like in a week, we'll be in next, live stream. Right? Is that New Year's Day? Is next Sunday? Which I'm guessing. Yeah, it is. So in a week, we'll be in 2023, guys. So we'll do a live stream then, and it'll be 2023, which will be the year of the Walking Dead spinoffs. Fear of the Walking Dead, Dead City, Daryl Show, and Rick and Michonne Show. To be honest, I wish we were still getting World Beyond, because you could still open up that story with the CRM angle, which I think was an underdeveloped angle. It was developed, but it wasn't done in a way that really answered a lot of questions, which we still have CRM questions, which is kind of crazy to think we have still so many questions. And it doesn't have to be fully explained, but I just want more of an explanation with stuff too. So, yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm going back and looking at some of the questions here. Xmas Girl 304 Q&A, will Roshone being a limited run? So with it being a limited run, do you think their story just ends, or will the 3 spinoffs build to an endgame type series, or maybe even a movie? I have no idea, Xmas Girl 304. That's a great question. Before, when they were supposed to be movies, I thought it was going to be, Rick, where he was there. The second movie, Michonne comes around. Third movie, they come back around with everybody. Now, they can do that. So the 3 movies can be 6 episodes, right? 6 hours, 6 hours. You just convert it to episodes instead of movies. And it's the first 2 episodes is the first movie. And then 3 and 4 the second, and 5 and 6 are the third movie, right? But how does that go with Rick and Michonne coming back around? Do they come back to Alexandria? Do they come to Hilltop? They don't know about the Commonwealth, so why would they go there? Do they get on the radio? Do they contact people like that? They're so far beyond the current timeline. How does it match up? Daryl looks kind of the same. Carol looks the same. People look the same besides the kids. RJ, Judith, Herschel, all those people like that. But what's going to happen with that, we just don't know. Fear of the Walking Dead, Morgan, Padre, Madison, all that stuff. That timeline's kind of farther behind too. Could Morgan show up for the Rick and Michonne show? it just seems like what if, what's going to happen. It's very muddled. It's not very clear at all. It's clear as mud, as they say. So I have no idea what Gimple and the gang plans to do. I just don't know. Let me see. Joey the Gator, do you think eventually Maggie and Negan will have a love relationship in the new series? Probably not season 1, but eventually. I personally don't see that happening. I don't want to see that happening. That just seems weird to me. Even if Negan does something so heroic and saves Maggie and does this and that, I just don't see it happening where we don't need that soap opera angle. It's already too much like a soap opera for a lot of people, but I don't want to see that soap opera feel where Negan kills Glenn, the husband of Maggie, and Maggie has, a baby of Glenn's baby, and then Negan raises the child. And this, I don't want to see that stuff. It could happen. They could do that route. I personally don't. I don't want to see that, but I'm not sure what Gimple and the writers want to do with it. And I think that the actors are so involved with their story and their character development that I think they don't want to see that either, because it's kind of cheese. It would make a cheese factor to it, and I don't want to see that. How about you guys? Would you want to see that? Would you want to see Maggie and Negan get together? K-Man Q&A, don't you think a Negan and Daryl show would have been better together than Maggie? Merry Christmas, bro, and keep up the good work. K-Man, I think so. I think the dynamic... So basically, the Negan-Daryl dynamic is the Negan-Rick dynamic in the comic, because Daryl's not there, right? So Daryl is replaced Rick in a lot of the story, which is, fine. It's good. It was okay. Rick went away, so who's got to pick up the slack? When in doubt, give it to Daryl, right? So the Negan-Daryl dynamic would have been better. It would have been like the buddy, bad cop, good cop drama. They're like best buddies. Oh, wait, they hate each other, but they need to work together. Kind of something like that. They tolerate each other. They kind of trust each other, but they don't. I don't know. It's just a lot of things there too. And then you wouldn't be asking the question, is Daryl and Negan going to get together? They would be asking, since Maggie and Negan, could they get together, is the question that people are going to ask for a long time. Colt, by the way, are you going to cover The Last of Us TV show? I definitely am going to cover The Last of Us show. Pilot is January 15th. I'm definitely excited for that. I would definitely be talking about The Last of Us too. So I just got God of War Ragnarok for PS4. I know I'm a PS4 guy. I don't have a PS5. PS4 is what I've been playing on there too. So I've been playing God of War Ragnarok. I thought about going back into playing Last of Us, the Last of Us video game, just to get familiar with it. And I'm excited to watch that TV show. I do like the cast. I do like the characters. And I think the story can be really good. And I want to know what little things they're going to talk about that are different from the video game. Is it going to be exactly replicated like the video game? Because, we can say The Walking Dead is the comic, and the show is the show. We can say for The Last of Us, the video game is the video game and the show is the show. But that being said, you have to have Joel, you have to have Ellie, you have to have the basic story of what they're doing. I don't want to give anything away because I don't know if people play the video games or not. But I think they're going to they can do little tangents here and there. But at the end of the day, you have to come around and you have to do things for it. Because the video game can be replicated in the show, especially on HBO. Right? The HBO isn't going to have the same, limitations like AMC. They can do whatever they want. Now, that being said, how many seasons? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many seasons is it going to be? Hopefully enough to make it settled and set things up. The second game, some people hated, some people loved, but I think it should be covered in a show too. And then I know there's been talk of a third game, which I hope there is, because that's a good franchise. It's a great franchise too. So let me see other questions here. Mahood Q&A, what could be the date for Fear the Walking Dead Season 8 for February? Do you reckon also hope the season is better than season 7. I hope season 8 is great. I hope season 8 is a top 3 season because it goes right now to season 3, season 6, and then, I guess season 2 is a top 3 season. But, I hope season 8 is amazing. I don't know. I was looking at it here on my calendar, and I think it fits well for like the 12th. I'm guessing the 12th. But that's just a random guess. I don't know any information about Fear the Walking Dead, and there's been no talk about that whatsoever. There's been really no information, limited photos. Just there's not really been much going around with Fear the Walking Dead besides they moved to Georgia and they were filming in Savannah, and there's one picture of Morgan with a girl in a cemetery, and that's kind of what I can really think of for Fear the Walking Dead. But I'm guessing, it's just a guess, total guess, February 12th is what I'm hoping for. Let me see. John Wilder. What nicknames do you give the Walking Dead characters? Like, I call Maggie my Maggie Waggy, and Michonne, I call her the sexy samurai chick. I don't really have, nicknames for them. I just call them, Maggie, Glenn's, Michonne. I don't know. I really don't have them. Like, I don't call them the archer, the kid, the cop. I don't really have any nicknames for them at all. Joey the Gator Q&A. Did you hear about God of War series? Amazon just greenlit it. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I love God of War. I've played all the video games. I'm currently playing the latest game right now. If you don't know, that Ryan Hurst actually voices Thor, the character in Thor Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok. But he's the voice of Thor in the video game. And I hope it's done really well. I don't like Lord of the Rings that much, so I haven't watched Amazon's series, Lord of the Rings, Ring of Power. But if God of War is done and turned into a TV show, and it's done well, it's going to do very well because it's a great franchise. The story of Greek mythology and stuff, and as long as they get the story right, and the acting right, and the violence right, and the gore right, and all the stuff there, and the action, it's going to be tough to do because the video games are done in such a high level. It's going to be real tough to do too. So, but other than that, guys, so like I said, I recently had a birthday. I posted my elephant thing there too. I share a birthday with the same day as Tom Payne, who played Jesus on The Walking Dead, Stephen Yeun, who played Glenn on The Walking Dead, Samuel L. Jackson, Ray Romano, Jane Fonda, I think Kiefer Sutherland. We all have the same birthday. And it's cool when you see all these celebrities that have your birthday, right? And it's like, what's different from our birthdays? Some, like Tom Payne and I, we have the same exact birthday. So we're like the same exact person astrology-wise. But we come from different backgrounds, different environments, different areas, different things there too. And he's a popular actor and been in a couple of different series and a couple of different things. And I'm like, man, I put myself, I'm like, man, if I got into acting, could I have done that? I don't know. It makes me think about things like that. And it's really cool when you see celebrities doing that because, like, man, if they can do it, I can do something. I'm not going to be an actor. I'm not going to be on TV. I'm not going to be on that, especially now because I'm washed up, No, I'm just kidding. But it's kind of a fun thing to think about too, And it's cool to see celebrities out there and, professional athletes and stuff. You're like, man, that's pretty awesome. Jonathan Wilder, did you hear John Cena is going to be on SmackDown this Friday? Hopefully we'll actually see him in this time. So, yes, I heard that because it's going to actually be here at Emily Arena in Tampa Bay, Tampa, Florida, downtown Tampa. And they said that I think it's going to be him and Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. And I don't really like any of those wrestlers besides John Cena. Like, I'm not a Roman Reigns fan. Kevin Owens is okay. Sami Zayn, okay. But John Cena, that's going to be here on Friday in Tampa. And my wife and I are not going, but we've been to Emily Arena it was Monday Night Raw. And John Cena was there because he lives here. He lives in Tampa Bay. And it's pretty cool that he's coming back. And will he be involved with other wrestling matches in 2023? I would assume so if he's finishing the last one for the season too. So, yeah, Colt, I live in Tampa Bay. I went to the University of Tampa for undergrad, and moved away to Fort Lauderdale for a little bit, and then moved back. And I love Tampa Bay. Yes, I lived in Tampa Bay now for just a little over 11 years now. Yeah. So I love Tampa Bay. I love Florida, and right now my wife is always hot, so it's good that we have this cool down. So it's always cool and good to have a cool down. I don't like cold weather, but I like cooler weather. I like, I like cooler weather. I don't like cold weather. I like to be wear a sweatshirt and whatever where you don't have to run. But now I have to put the heat on a little bit. I don't want to put the heat on, and I don't put the air conditioning on. I want to be somewhere in between. That is where I want to be. My 72 degrees or something is a pretty good as well. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I think cold. It was pretty close. I mean, I know they have different events at Emily Arena for the wrestling, which is always a good time because a lot of the wrestlers live here in Tampa and or near Tampa Bay. So a lot of them come and do this because they're close to home and they like that. If they don't have to travel much for these events, that's what it's all about, because a lot of the wrestlers back in the day used to have to travel so many days too. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, is it safe to ask what you and your wife got each other for Christmas? Yeah, because Christmas is over. My wife, I got her a bunch of different things that she wanted. Like I got her perfume, this like hair product conditioner stuff that she uses, some peanut M&Ms that she loves, just some various things that she'll use there too. I gave her some money to use for her hair. She gets her hair done, her nails done, or whatever. And I was like, I'm not going to go get those gift cards from those places. I'll just give you the money and you can pay for it that way too. I got some scratch offs for her, and we, they lost a little bit. I lost the money after how much it cost me, but it was still a fun thing to do. I got her some different gift cards where she can get her stuff, because I'm a person that I like to get you a gift that you'll use. And then if I don't know what to get you exactly, I'll get you a gift card to the place, because like my wife can go get whatever she wants to get there. And I'm not about to be buying the wrong size or the wrong thing, because I don't know if she's, a small or a this, or I don't know. I don't know any of that stuff. So I was like, I'm just going to let her do her thing and she can do it. And shoes and sizes and this and that are so different. So yeah, she got me a bunch of different gift cards. She got me a bunch of candy. I got a bunch of different Reese's, because I love Reese's, not Reese's Pieces, but Reese's peanut butter cups. And the trees are like the best because there's more peanut butter in them. I'm always a person that loves more peanut butter than chocolate. And I got a bunch of that. She got me some Mike and Ike's, some Jelly Belly jelly beans, Swedish Fish, Sour Patch Kids, a bunch of gift cards to a bunch of different places. And we're set on gift cards for a bunch of stuff. And I'll be going to a couple stores hopefully tomorrow. Like tomorrow, the day after the holiday, is always good to go to like Target or Walgreens or CVS or whatever to get the after holiday special stuff, because it's like marked down to 50% off. And if you can get a cool couple things, like we got a couple of different things back in the years that we still use for, we have this little like how many days till Christmas thing with the blocks. I think I got it for like $3 because it was half off. Or I got a advent calendar and we'll use it there too, and the candy, exactly. The best time to get the candy, because the Reese's, the bags were like 2 for $7. So then they should be like 2 for $3.50. So they should be half off. Rob K says, I also got some great body wash and shave gel and cologne. Nice. Stuff like that is good, Like I was thinking about it. Sorry, Phantom, what you got for questions? Let me see your previous question. Phantom, do you think they should have ended the main show with our main group getting killed by walkers to deliver the vibe of walkers treat? Now, I don't want everybody to die. I thought we should have had more deaths besides Rosita's. But I didn't want everybody to. We knew not everybody was going to die. I didn't think more people would live than die. I thought we would lose Aaron or Jerry. I thought we would lose a Father Gabriel type character. I thought we would lose, maybe Annie. I thought we would lose some more characters. So we lost Luke, Jules, Rosita, and some other lady, Marissa. 4 people. Luke and Jules kind of small characters, and Rosita was the big character death. But other than that, previous seasons, we were losing characters left and right. And yeah, we don't have to lose characters, and people don't want to have that. But I think they want to keep them open more for the future spinoffs. And, and they have, for sure. Joey the Gator says, Q&A, I just subscribed to Supply Drop Walking Dead. Do you get that too? Or live streaming on New Year's Day next Sunday? I'll be live streaming next Sunday, New Year's Day. I've never got a Walking Dead supply drop. I've seen some of them are pretty cool. Like I like some of the stuff that was in there, like the dog. Was it Daryl and Dog in the Funko Pop? Like a Funko Pop in that, or was Dog in it? Like they had one of the Funko Pops like that, and they usually have like a different kind of Funko Pop, which is pretty cool. But other than that, some of the things are really, like, I don't care about at all. But I've never got them, even though a couple groups that I'm in on Facebook, I get to see what's in there. And, it's definitely something that I haven't seen. Sorry, let me see. Yeah. Constipated in Sin City says, hey, PT, next year you and your wife should come to Las Vegas for a New Year's Eve party with Bruno Mars. Now, I think we're over Las Vegas. My wife, I've been there twice. My wife was there once, a couple years ago. We went there in 2019, and I think it's just not for us on there too. So, how about you guys? What are your plans for 2023? Right. So my wife and I are trying to go on a cruise next year. We got to figure out the days and the cruise line and all that other stuff too. But do you have any goals? Do you have any goals or vacations or anything planned or you're thinking about for 2023? Let me know in the comments for sure. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, did Negan kill Abraham because he knew Abraham was the best lines on the show? I think he killed him because Abraham was going to not mess around. Like, Negan was smart to kill Abraham because Abraham was not going to buy into his crap. You could see that he was just waiting to attack Negan. He was trying to go against him, and he was a threat, right? And smart people neutralize threats and take people out anytime. But in a zombie apocalypse, you would want to do that because you don't want to keep people around that can take you down. You don't want to have any, people rise up against you and lead a revolution. I just wished Abraham was in the war and died in the war, in the battle in season 8. It would have been better. And I personally would have rather had Abraham live and Glenn die in the lineup. That's just me. A lot of people wanted Glenn to live. Michael Singer, would you watch a pre-apocalypse, early apocalypse show of Mercer? For sure I would. I don't think we got enough of the character. I love Mercer. I think Michael James Shaw did a great job. I think Mercer needs to have his own kind of thing where he is involved with the CRM and he has to pick up the slack and deal with them after the fall of Lance. I think you could easily do that. Carol and Mercer could be involved with that because Carol is taking over Lance's position. Carol needs help. She calls Mercer. Mercer shows up. It would be awesome. That being said, it probably would never happen. Right? I just think it would really help the lore of Colt, Ezekiel, Carol, and Mercer versus CRM. Like, I think that would be awesome where you see CRM people, Major General Beale, Jadis, whoever, Elizabeth Kublik, whoever you want to have there, have a meeting with them and Ezekiel, Carol, and Mercer. That could be an episode, and then you can go on from there. But I don't know what their plans are. I don't know what they want to do with the future of things. Is it just to prolong the story? Are they just trying to milk the cash cow that is the Walking Dead universe? Are they trying to do things in a way that is rewarding for the story? Are they pulling stuff out of thin air? Are they just writing stuff just to write it? I don't know. But as me, I have 17 books of Fight for Us and then 3 books of In 100 Days. So I have 20 books from my zombie apocalypse genre story. That being said, I still want to write books 18, 19, and 20 and then go from there. and then have it open up different avenues and different things and, possibly another series and whatever. But I just feel like I have a game plan for it, and good writers should. Like George R.R. Martin, he should have a game plan for his last 2 books, and hopefully he does. But he's taken forever to write them. I think I saw a thing where he's like, I just got 500 pages left to write for this latest book. So does that mean you didn't start it? Because 500 pages is a lot. That seems like it would be an entire book. And that would be like 2 of my books, by the way. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A. So Cindy and Virgil just said F the final, didn't they? I don't know. Like we never got to see. We didn't even see Oceanside at all after episode 16. We didn't see Cindy what was it? Season 9 was the last time we saw Cindy. Virgil, yeah, I don't know what happened there, but they were just come and go for sure. Phantom Deluxe Q&A, do you think Kirkman's space spore theory was more interesting than the origin of the virus being man-made? I personally like the man-made theory, and that's kind of where I go with kind of my story stuff and thing. But for The Walking Dead, I would take any kind of, origin of it, because there's been pretty much lacking details of that too. But I personally like the idea that stuff was man-made, or people had a hand in it, is kind of where I like to go with my story. So I kind of go with that. Scott, yeah, what about Scott? Scott, the same thing. Scott was there and he was involved, and then he wasn't. And hopefully you guys know that the actor who plays Scott on The Walking Dead is married to Sasha in real life. And Scott had way more of a part when Sasha was around, and then Sasha got killed off, and then Scott had a little bit of a part, and then he was just gone too. So Michael Singer says, did everyone enjoy Black Adam? A lot of Pelt seemed, so a lot of people seem not to like it. I thought it was pretty good. It's on it. So it is on Adam. Black Adam is on HBO Max now. I thought it was okay. It's a lot of action. It's just kind of like action story, more action, and it was all right. I think it was a good addition to the DC universe. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with James Gunn running the show now too. Constipated Sin City PT. Did you like Childhood's End by Arthur C. Clarke? I don't know what that is. I don't. Sounds like a book, but I have not read that. Q&A. What's going on with Tales? Did they forget that the show exists? Great question. I don't know. I don't know about what's happening with Tales. If they do have a season 2, I would love for them to continue some of the story with the other characters they brought in season 1, and or just go right to characters that we know and love from The Walking Dead, like Enid and Beta and whoever else, for sure. Colt says, wasn't it man-made by French scientists? Yeah, I mean, we're made to think that the walkers started in France by the scientists there, but it was never really explained, and that's kind of what really bothered me on CRM, the CRM show, The World Beyond, because they could have explained it with a couple lines of dialogue, and it really would have been more to it. It was a post-credit scene where the guy comes in, and this other lady was trying to get material from hard drives in there too, and the stuff written on the things, that they were born here. So I guess the zombies were born there. But why not just explain it a little bit more so we don't have to guess, and we don't have to like, well, is it this, is it that? So I guess it was man-made from an idea like that. And again, like I said, I personally like that angle more than anything else. Jonathan Wilder, don't you think Rosita should have gave Eugene a chance? Oh, I mean, they did in the comics. That's exactly what they did. Rosita and Eugene, get together, and then Rosita cheats on him and stuff, and then either way, Rosita dies in the Pike lineup from the Whispers. So Rosita is a different character, a similar character, but kind of a different character too, and their relationships are different. but the same, very similar. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't really, it doesn't really bother me, Rosita and Eugene, one way or another too. But other than that, guys, so yeah, we're coming up. We got 5 more minutes or so. But again, I got to say happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you and yours. So it was kind of crazy watching football yesterday on a Saturday, Christmas Eve, and then waking up on Sunday, Christmas Day. We got more football today. We got some basketball today. And yeah, I'm excited to see, what's going to happen today. Rick Grimes, yo! Rick Grimes. I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen. And now it's got the last week of the year going into 2023. Should be great. Should be fun. Should be exciting. I'm excited to see where 2023 takes you. Takes you and me and everybody else. Yeah. Colt says, my Bucks are playing later tonight. Not really looking forward to it. Well, they need to win to can stay alive in the playoff race, because if they lose any more games, they could end up losing the division, and that's the only way they're getting in, which is kind of crazy on there too. So yeah, I haven't. I see Michael's comment about Avatar. I have not seen Avatar: The Way of Water. I know it's making good money across the world, across the globe, but it's going to make big money. James Cameron is going to be a big part of it, and I don't know. I'll have to check it out because I've seen the first Avatar. My wife hasn't seen Avatar, so we'll have to probably watch Avatar, the first one, and then eventually watch the second one too. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really buy into this movie's making so much money, I have to go see it. If it interests me, I'll watch it. If not, I don't really care too. So, Rick Grimes says, tell him, Daryl. Jonathan Wilder, what if Rick never found his family? Then it would have been a lonely show. It could have been a little bit longer that it took him to find his family, but I don't like it when it's overstretched and drawn out. But The Walking Dead kind of stretched a lot of things out anyway. But it's one of those things where if Rick never found his family, then the whole dynamic with Lori, Carl, and Shane, that was a huge part of the first 2 seasons. And then in the 3rd season. And then after that, it was Rick and Carl. But the dynamic there really would have changed a lot of the show too. So, but hopefully you guys had a safe and sound holiday and a good holiday too. I know it's been tough. It's got to be tough for everybody with money, inflation. Stuff costs so much money. If you're going to get food, which we all need to get, whether it's fast food or you're going to make it at home or you go to a restaurant, it's just so expensive now, right? So my wife and I try to cook a lot more, or if we get takeout, we try to make our food last, days. Like for my birthday, I'm a basic person. I get a cheese pizza, some buffalo wings, and some garlic knots. And we still got some pieces of pizza left over. I think we got 1 garlic knot left over, and we have some buffalo wings left. And it's I'm going to make that last because how expensive it was. You're like, man, it's $50 for food that I'm going to make. I'm going to get a couple meals out of that for sure, too. So, Phantom says, would you ever like to visit Pakistan? I'm not opposed to it. I just don't know why I would ever go to Pakistan. I don't know anybody there, and there's a lot of other places I want to go to first myself, Phantom, but I wouldn't mind going. I would like to see a lot of different places and countries, but, to be away and how to get there, and it's always tough when you have to know people. It's easier to travel somewhere to go visit a friend or family, and there's a couple other places that I would like to go see first, for sure. Jonathan Wilder, what's you doing for New Year's? Me and my parents are doing finger foods and board games till midnight. So my wife and I will just hang out at home. We probably will get food delivered. And we'll watch some different stuff on TV. And that's pretty much it. We'll have the ball drop and we'll relax. And there's been times in the past couple of years we haven't even made it to New Year's Eve. We've been falling asleep. So now it's the time between Christmas and New Year's where it's what day is it? What's going on? Trying to figure out work and that too, and just a lot of filling in for stuff and trying to get some hours back. And, I took some time to do stuff around the house, and, I'm trying to get more stuff listed on eBay, and I still got to get my wife's Nintendo games on there and stuff on there. But we sold, a couple of video games already that I put up. Like the one video game sold 10 minutes after I put it up. And I'm like, man, that was crazy. Maybe the price was a little too low. I don't know. But other than that, guys, that's my hour. Thank you guys for being a part of this channel for 2022, because next time I'll see you on live stream, it'll be 2023. I'll be posting different videos. I have some different videos from the zoo that I want to post, and my stuff with the elephants. Hopefully you saw my one video about the elephant. I actually met my wife and I for my birthday. We went to an elephant ranch, and it's kind of like a sanctuary for these 3 elephants. And it was a pretty cool experience. We got to meet these 3 different female elephants and, feed them and interact with them and bathe them and whatever. And it was a pretty cool time. It was one of those things that I recommend if you're ever in, Tampa Bay. But I'll have a couple more videos of that too. And that's it, guys. So today, Christmas Day. It's crazy. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. I'll see you next year, right? One of those things. Hey, see you next year. Kind of funny things. But I'll be back next Sunday, guys. And remember, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about hard work, getting stuff done. I'll be back next Sunday, which will be January 1st, 2023.